Okay, we are live. Some of your destinations have errors.
Zero people watching.
Just trying to go live, everyone.
Yeah, things are not happening now, but I'll keep it.
Nope.
Okay, that's good.
I'm on the block.
No, I was just checking Mum wasn't because it won't go live if she's on the Wi-Fi.
Just trying to go live, everyone.
No, I'm
I'm just going to end it.
Hang on. How do I?
Just going to end it.
Hang on. How
Just going to end it.
that one. Hang on.
Okay, I'm trying to... Okay, I think we're live. Can you just have a look, Quentin?
I'm trying.
I think we're live. I think we're live.
Yep, you're live.
We're live.
Got
Okay.
it coming in the corner on my screen.
Yep, you need to have another screen with YouTube.
I'm trying. I've got 2 tabs and that's it.
Rightio. Right. We're going to do our best, everyone. Hi, Diane and Diane. Di. Hello, Sandy. How is it going? Are we looking okay, or are we? Are we going okay?
That's just me making pop-ups.
Yep. That's okay. Okay. So I'm going to try and do a class. In Brisbane at Naomi's. Apologies for what you hear outside. Okay. So this is what we did this week with Getaway in the Creative Family group. And we also did, oh, I've got stuff there. And we also made a binocular card. I think it's cool. You can see the iPad. Dear me.
I'm kidding me.
So maybe I need to come this way a bit.
We have 22 people watching, so it must be live.
So this is not my stand. Obviously, this is Naomi John's. This is what you see when Naomi John teaches.
All good. Hi. It's raining in Gladstone. Oh my gosh.
Raining in Gladstone. That could be why the ants are in the house. Quentin's stepdad, Jim, has been feeding our cats and chickens and birds, and he said the ants have moved in.
Hello, Beth.
Where are you?
What do you mean?
I've only got 3 comments.
I'm on Facebook, yeah.
So am I.
I've got a ton of comments.
Okay, I can't see comments. Quentin just has to tell me who's here and what's going on.
All right.
So...
You completely relied on me.
Oh, can you get Naomi?
I'll go get that.
I want to know if she's got that stencil, please. Okay, so I went looking for prom photos, but realised as we were packing the car on Thursday morning that I haven't printed all of her prom photos. So these are photos.
She hasn't.
She doesn't own that?
No, she doesn't.
She does?
Yes.
Okay, she's going to get it. So these are from when Naomi was part of the Zontazil program when she was 14. She was the youngest person to do Zontazil at that time. I think younger girls do it. The girls that age do it now. But, yeah.
It's a bit used.
Do you reckon she's used that?
reckon she's used that a lot.
I reckon she's used that a lot. I reckon Mummy made a good purchase there. That's a good mum purchase, that one. So, it's the daisies from the Art by Marlene Bold and Bright collection. Well, isn't that well used?
Debbie's having trouble with the volume, so I'm going to try and get the YouTube to open on what I'm on and share the link.
Okay. Let's...
It's alright.
Is that any better? It's okay, Debbie, I can't see comments. So we are in Brisbane, in Wooloowin, down... We're not right down in the hollow in Wooloowin, but we're sort of on the side of the hill in Wooloowin. So I've got a piece of Beautiful Family number 2, and I've got a piece of Flower Power number 1. A bit more prepared than what I normally would be. The light's really bright. And
You're on the brightest one, Steve.
I'm just checking if they do that on this one. Just gonna make sure I'm on white light. Oh, there, that's better. And a piece of Runaway Princess number 1. So kind of prepared, but kind of not. But it's probably because I've had to fit one small tub in the car and come away for the weekend. So if you didn't see in the Creative Family group or on my Facebook, I did share a picture of us heading out this morning. We did go and have a bit of a meeting and organise some special product, but yep, we can't share much more than that. Watch this space in a couple of weeks' time, and then it's something we make. We put something together. And then what else did we do? We had lunch with Milton. Oh, we went and bought Noah some jeans. We had lunch with Milton. Noah bought himself some jeans, actually. Let's just be honest there. Well, we kind of had lunch with Milton. We kind of met him, and then he'd already had lunch. So we then had our lunch after he left. And then we, what else did we do? We went to the museum. Amelia Ann loves the museum. I've got a whole pile of crappy photos on my phone now. Yep. I've got heaps of them. So
I've just put the YouTube link up for anyone whose Facebook is...
I can only see the first 3 comments.
So...
Oh, it's refreshing.
There you go.
So I've got a True Beauty, which I might have used with these photos before. Sincerest apologies, I'm not sure. I've got some Heart Vellum from Flower Power. I've got some Asuka Studio Lilac Bling. I've got a little bit of a colour mix here. Sort of the pink and the purple and a bit of teal, but yeah, let's see how I go. And I've got a few different flares. I've got some of Naomi John's bows in the matte lilac. I've got either Runaway Princess or these are a smaller pack in a single colour for the fairy, Fantasy Fairy mini collection. And these are the strawberry flowers from Dreamland. And I've got a different bow, but I don't think that's going to work. And I've got a little pinch of sequins over here. Yep. So
Dee's just joined us and said, sorry she's late. You don't have to be sorry. You've got Michelle watching. Desley said she's got no problems with the volume. Mary Green said heaps better. Diane B said volume is fine. And Pam said hello to Amy. So have you got all those comments?
Can you get Noah to open up his personal hotspot and come and put it on my iPad, please?
Okay. Do you want to run off the hotspot on this?
Yep, if you're going to put it on here. Okay. Do you know how to do it?
Yes. Sort of, kind of.
Right.
I'm a guru.
Okay, so
this hotspot thing.
So I've got a piece of paper number 2 from Beautiful Family. I'm going to cut it down to 12 inches. Now, I only brought my lopper chopper, so I'm going to be doing a bit of a hack job here. I'm going to cut it down to 12. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut it down with the barcode in. my 12 inches. Don't really want to be personal hotspotting off my mobile phone whilst I am doing video off my phone. So I'm thinking I like that sort of a border. So we see the hearts. What do we think? So that's like, let's cut a 10.5-inch piece of this Flower Power paper number 1. It's very mood lighting-ish here. I brought my own gel medium, just in case, but I'm going to make sure I take that home. So let's keep the barcode in so that our bit we cut off is 2 things. So we're going to do 10.5 by 10.5. So the graduation's tomorrow night. There are some graduations today. That's a big border, but it's nice. I like that. And then let's get our Runaway Princess number 1. So the risk with this piece of paper is it can become really dark. So it can become quite a dark page. Hence why I've sort of leant towards, instead of fussy cutting, I'm also trying to make my life easier by not fussy cutting, like flowers that are colour cuts that have got like a white border. So that then I bring some lightness back into it so that we can sort of mitigate the darkness of this background without taking away from it too much. Okay, so let's cut this down. I've got an edge distresser and I think I'm going to need one. Let's cut it down to 10.25 by 10.25. And once again, that's inches, everyone. So once again, we're going to keep our barcode in. So we're going to do 10.25 inches by 10.25 inches. What's the matter, Quentin?
They're watching a movie on Noah's phone and helping Linda share.
I'm going to share her hotspot.
Mine was loaded until I walked in there, and so I'll be just 2 seconds. It's okay.
10.25 by 10.25. And notice how I've sort of, so on the piece of paper, it's sort of lighter on this side. So I kind of made sure I kept the lightiness of it. So Runaway Princess scares a lot of people because it is quite a dark paper collection. It's bold. It's a very bold paper collection. It does scare a lot of people because it is quite a dark collection, but I really want to show you that you can lighten it up. Now in May, the first week in May, which is week 18 of 2022, our class kit is using, and I didn't bring those with me, is using Runaway Princess, but I have gone with the intent of showing you another way of making it a light collection, like using it with light, like invigorating it with some lightness about it. So this tonight is mostly about combining. So we've got Runaway Princess, Flower Power, and Beautiful Family. Trying to show you that you can combine lots of different things that seem disparate, but they're really not disparate because you can add a common link between them. So I've got my metallic paints here, and I'm going to use this magenta color, right? I'm thinking. It was talking to me. I don't know why I chucked them in. I chucked them in at the last minute. You could use, I did grab this at work. This is the wine color. I'm not going to squirt it out. This is the wine paint from Art by Marlene. And I'm going to say this little tiny nozzle here is pretty cool. If you haven't seen Naomi John do little lines and things with it, it's pretty awesome. But it means you can get out just enough paint without making a mess. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to be getting out $1 million of paint that you don't need. So let's do a little bit of stenciling on here. And I've got some sponge daubers. Yeah, my husband's having connections.
Yeah, I'm on the wrong video. I've opened Naomi's accidentally,
Oh,
not yours.
look. So here's Naomi John's video from last night. If you missed it, it's in the Creative Family group.
You're
or
hotspotting off me now.
her YouTube channel. I don't know where he is or what he's doing. Oh, he's even using the Facebook app. We don't do the Facebook app, love.
Well, okay.
We use Safari. I use Safari for Facebook on my iPad.
Hi from the Rock Quiz show at the theatre. Oh, Deborah.
Oh my god. Is it the actual Rock Whiz? Like the actual thing? Or is it a... Oh, man. Is that actual Rock Whiz? We used to watch that. Sponge Daubers. It kind of almost spelt Sponge Dauber correct.
Okay.
I'm not going to cut my innards out yet. So let's move these away. And I'm thinking we could do a little bit of stenciling on here with this. I thought I might try and show you different things. So I'm going to put a little bit of my magenta paint out. You could definitely use the cerise or the magenta from the Montmartre signature. It's not metallic. You can get this in a larger tube. Can get it in a not quite this big. It's almost this big. But this is in the little set. So I'll show you the cover of the little set. So this is the little set here. I think they're like $11 or $12.95 or something. They're not dear. Maybe they're $14.95. You could use the wine from the Art by Marlene, the new Art by Marlene, the 6 new colours. They're sort of jewel tones, rustic jewel tones. Let's call them that.
Lee's fussy cutting from week 37.
So last year or the year before. Which year, Lee? You gotta keep me up with it.
I'm only working in StreamYard because I've got some issues going.
Quentin's got issues. Sincerest apologies to anyone in YouTube, right? We can't actually, and we won't be able to reply afterwards because once the live stream's done, it's done.
No, I can go into YouTube.
Oh, okay. So he's only on YouTube and StreamYard.
Facebook's just not showing me any comments.
Yeah,
You know,
I love Rockwiz. Have a fab time. Yes. Oh, the beauty page. Awesome. So see how I've got my sponge dauber and I'm just getting the paint on, but I've not got it globby. I don't know if that's gonna, it should focus. We're on my phone. So now we're going to, now I want to show you something. I'm intentionally doing this. Can you go and ask her for her sheet of this, please?
Okay. Let me go and have a squeeze.
I'm intentionally doing something here to show you what happens.
Oh, it's just because I've got bad internet, Sandra, that's all.
Oh, it's just we're in the hollow.
Okay.
We're in a hollow here at Wooloowin. We're not down in the bottom of the hollow, but we're on the side of the hollow, sort of down towards the bottom. So it's pretty. Like it looks really nice, doesn't it? But it's really not got oomph, power and impact, does it? It doesn't have that bazinga power. What are you watching, Encanto?
Well, Naomi John cleaned the desk for you. No, we're on the kitchen table.
We're on the dining table. So this is Naomi John's.
It's not much left.
This is her Boom Gel stained dining table. This is stained with paint. She stained this.
We sanded this baby back for nothing.
Yeah, it is stained.
It was a rock. What would you call it? A rich walnut it was? It was like a ready walnut?
Yeah, it was dark. It was too dark for her.
And we sanded back. And
Grandma was never going to take it back, so.
Oh, what was I using?
I had lots of people want to buy it. It was...
Dining chairs are all done too. Okay, so that's where it's at. Okay. Oh, I've got sequins everywhere now. I've got a sequin a lot of me.
You've got sequins.
So what I'm going to show you is that we... Do I need to just buy that other tube of
Yeah,
paint?
you do. We'll buy it after class. I can't open that software.
Bugger. Okay. So I've got some white paint here. So when you get pop issues, so this is what I would call a pop issue. It's not popping. So let's put a little tiny bit of white down. Let's just stick that bugger there. That thing there. Sorry. So you could mix these together and it would make the pink pop. So let's just get a brush. I've got one paintbrush.
What colour have you got there, dear?
So I've got some pink and some. I've got the magenta and metallics. So it does make it a bit more opaque. So let's mix some white and some pink. So it does make it a bit more opaque, but it lightens it. We don't want to lighten it. Leave that brush out. Got to make sure I take my brush home. My brush doesn't end up staying here at lawn.
There's a big difference between your brushes and her brushes, I've got to tell you.
Yeah, I know. So what we're going to do...
She needs to get herself a slave to clean it. We could leave Noah here.
He would happily live with his sister.
Oh, he would. Happily.
Milton's been at dinner. Oh, jeez. This is not working real well.
I've just put a link up for the white paint,
that's-
guys. In
oh.
one of this.
I know. Let's just do that. That's not correct. So I've got a bit of paint, but it's not globby, right? So I'm going to put white paint down, and see how I'm just, dabbing it, and we're getting like a spray paint effect. It's not perfect, but it's not meant to be. Masking tape would have been good. She's got a sticky tape dispenser she swiped from us that's full of masking tape for her artwork.
No, we're kind of sold out of that stencil. Oh, no, we're not. No, we're not.
Oh my
God,
You can hear them laughing.
that's them laughing in the back.
Amelia Ann is a rather loud laugher.
She could never live in an apartment.
So we don't want it globby. We want it, lightweight. Because if it's globby, that was almost globby. What's going to happen is you're going to get that smush under and you're going to get edges. So we're putting a little bit of... We're getting most of it off and making sure it's spread nicely.
Let's try that one.
In some areas, I'm going to come back with a second layer. So if you're really thin with it, it's going to dry really quick. So if you're too thin, your white's not going to really show up, but you want to layer it up. You want to be able to layer your white up. So see? Now, I have got a little bit of globbiness there.
Globbiness.
Let's put a little bit up here. And I'm going to keep the stencil in the same sort of spot thing. Now, if you squish down too hard, you're going to get the globbies under it too. Like I've got just a couple here. But that's okay, because they're going to be interesting. We're going to create a little bit of interest with that.
So I'll just put a link on YouTube for that stencil for anyone that's watching YouTube. There will be a kit for tonight's class, but I really can't build it.
He can't build it now. He can't. That system actually takes a lot of juice.
Yeah. So after class, I'll build it, and then
I'll show him how to add a link to each of the videos to the kit.
This afternoon, I was meant to put this lovely image up that Alicia created for this class. I didn't.
No.
I'll
He
put a
put a
photo.
photo of the family.
So
We've got a new family photo from last weekend.
just in case you hadn't seen us in a little while.
Yeah, that's circulating around. Let's put a little bit down here. Oh, bit globby.
You never know when you might want to see us.
Noah is a whole lot taller.
We thought he was taller than Milton, but I think Milton's still got like 2 mil on him. Not much. His older brother is a little concerned.
See, I've got too much white paint out now because I was trying to do it one-handed while I'd already started stenciling.
That girl.
Okay, so when you use less paint, they're easier to clean. So I'm just going to put a tiny touch of water on it. Just the tiniest touch of water. And just pat it on a paper towel. Don't go because the top will fall off. Just going to pat it on a paper towel. There we go. Beautiful. Right, let's go back to our pink. This is dry. So let's line up our stencil on our white. So you could line it up so it was slightly off if you really wanted to. But we're not gonna. I'm gonna line it up on it. The pink. And put our pink over our white. And you know what? It's okay if it goes beyond the edges of the white because that'll give us a different shade. Because remember, it was quite light when it was just on the dark timber. So this is how you take a colour that's quite light and put it on a much darker colour, or you put it on a colour that is so far opposite on the spectrum like this, because pink and teal actually make brown, that it's going to make mud. So if you really wanted the pink to super pop, what you would do is right now I would be coming back with a second layer of the white, and I would be geez, I'm not real good with this tonight, am I? Sorry, one of the neighbours is having drinkies on the balcony.
Yeah. So Beth said, well, family comes first. And Dee said, love the new family photo.
Thank you. Thank you both. Thank you, everyone. You guys are so wonderful.
Ree said it's looking great. Looking really good. Sorry.
We needed to recharge. I'm going to be honest. We've had a little bit of a cruddy year.
This technique is awesome, says Sandy.
We've already had issues this week with a social media channel trying to penalise us. We've had a little bit of a crappy year, and I know people have had a worse year than us. Okay, so I haven't done real well just here. Look, I haven't put much pink here. So I can put the stencil back on. And I could put a bit more pink here. Let's put a bit more. Oh, too much. Wipe it off, wipe it off. So there is a little bit of a white glow around the edges, and you can see here where I got a bit globby. But you know what? And here I'm a little off. Obviously I moved the stencil because that's where I was adding more paint to the palette, to the mat. But I do like that. It just gives it a lovely glowiness. Okay, let's do this one next because it was our next one. Let's line our stencil up. So obviously, if you had lots of time and you weren't on a limited, let's see how we can do a video with very little internet, bouncing off a couple of different phones, you could do multiple layers of white. So this is how you could put yellow over this dark teal. So you would do a couple of layers of the white. You could come back. The longer you leave between each layer of colour, the better the result, because you're not watering it down by some of it being a little moist underneath or within the layer. You're actually letting it sit and set and you're going to get a better opaque coverage. But, you know, that's how you could definitely put yellow over dark teal. Oh, I missed there, but that's okay. I'm happy with that.
So Debbie said it's looks really good. Dee said it looks pretty with the pink flowers. Everyone needs a break now and then.
Yeah.
Yep, that's us three.
And we're not good at taking a break.
No, not good at taking our own advice.
No.
So,
Trying to work out which bit this was. Oh, there it is. Some of you on Southeast Queensland will actually see us tomorrow.
yes, we are down here. We're going to stay for Anzac Day dawn service.
Yep. And we are going to pop in somewhere tomorrow. So people will see us.
Yep.
You will see us if you're out and about. I did share a picture. We did do the Brisbane sign. We've never done the Brisbane sign before.
Didn't you put it on your Facebook?
Yeah, I put it on my Facebook.
You didn't send it to me.
You were cooking dinner.
Oh.
Quentin cooked enough food for an army.
Look, there was going to be 6 of us here, and Noah was in the mother of those 6. So, you know, growing teenage boy with high legs. He does need sustenance.
Oh, I think I've got too much paint on here. It's going to be globby. Just a heads up. And I'm off a bit. Let's go over here.
Are you going to be on the Gold Coast? No, sorry.
No, we won't.
And
We will be somewhere, but
Anzac Square is all set up for Monday. It's going to be. We're going to check to see if the trains are running or whether we're going to drive in. Or...
So we're going to do a tiny touch of water.
Joanne said she loves the Brisbane sign. Well, it's pretty cool because we had Amelia and Noah with us, and there's an A and an N in Brisbane. So.
And we were just taking a photo of the kids and a lovely couple from Newcastle. Their first time to Brisbane. They've never been across the border before. They took a photo of us. They were the loveliest couple.
Well, Beth's already made a scrapbook page of the Brisbane sign with her grannies.
There you go. And there we go. That's fairly clean. That's as clean as it's going to get. Okay. Let's just do this. She'll use this piece of paper towel. We all know that, don't we? Everyone around here knows that Mammy John is going to use that piece of paper
If you're
towel.
in uniform, it's free on the train. Well,
we won't be in uniform. Oh, and you know
my
what?
uniform wouldn't fit no more. Crackers.
Oh my God.
Holy,
We've got uniforms. We've both got uniforms in the
I need one of
cupboard,
these
but they don't
pregnancy tummy belts to put my uniform on.
Definitely. There's a definite to that. He's had 3 more children. He's damaged his waistline having children.
Oh, Diane's from Newcastle, and she said we're all lovely from Newcastle.
Yes, Newcastle people are very lovely. I forgot the granddad's badges and yours.
No,
The kids don't have any medals to wear on Monday because I forgot them all.
You'll laugh at this, Lee. When I was way back as an army apprentice, I had to catch the train in. I was doing what they called civilian experience at Ford dealership near town there. And I had to catch the train in every day.
And they told him the train was free for soldiers.
If I showed my army ID, I got on the train for free.
And you were in uniform, but it wasn't.
So I did that I was on this thing for about 4 weeks, and I think it was on like the 2nd week.
No, it was like the second last day. They pinged him on the second last day. He had to pay for the train trip, and he's like, I've got nearly 4 weeks for free. So what are we working with that? That's lightened it down even more. And yet I'm rushing, so I haven't lined it up well here and here and here and here, and I've been a bit globby in a couple of places.
You got double back down there. Wow. Double frame.
Yeah, didn't you notice that at the start?
I was too busy trying to get
So remembering that our hearts is 12 inches, and then this is 10.5 inches. This is Flower Power Paper 1, 10.5. And then our piece of Runaway Princess number 1 is 10.25 inches. So I'd like to distress this. I need to cut the innards out of this one. And I'm thinking, okay, let's get moving along. I've left my edge distresser at home. So let's distress this piece. And you're going to see me do it the traditional way. Don't use your fussy cutting scissors, please.
So Carol
Yeah, Lisa, the TransLink website. Yeah, but down where we are on the line here, Lee, is where they're doing track work. So the trains haven't exactly been running. We haven't heard a train this afternoon.
No, I'll have to have a look.
We're really close to the train line here. We haven't heard a train here all afternoon.
We're running buses.
Oh, crud. That's the issue with scissors, is when you're not watching what you're doing, Elisa, you wreck the page.
Carol H said, loving a new way. I can use those metallic paints.
Yeah, yeah. So I'd love to see someone do like a yellow on a dark colour, or I can't wait to see what you guys come up with doing that. So you can use your blending brushes with the acrylic paint as well. Your white needs to be an acrylic paint, so it's got some opaqueness about it. Gesso's a little too transparent unless you're going to put lots and lots of layers. If you're going to use a blending brush to apply paint, you have to wash it out immediately. Don't just do the patty thing. You've got to go and wash it out. Okay. So let's move this piece aside. We're going to build something here, I think. I'm seeing something. I don't know where that rip is. We've got a big, dirty, great big rip somewhere. I've got a dirty, great big rip in our page. Look, I can't even see it. Oh, there it is down there. Okay. Let's cut this apart. This is something I used to do. I've been looking at my old classes, my old face-to-face classes. I've even gone back to 2013, looking at classes going, oh, how could I take that oldish technique or that older style into 2022 using the products we now have access to, that if we had them back then, we would have done things different. So I've really been, and look, I'm going a bit crooked here, and that's the whole point. I'm not going to cut the middle out of this because we're going to have a little bit of gappage. So I'm just cutting along the middle of the planks, and I try and make sure, and I don't think I've done this technique on a video before. I do it a lot myself, but I try and make sure that when I do timber paper, you've got a decent between the timber line to follow. So then what I'm going to do is distress them all. Oh, trash that. So these might be old scissors, but they're still in good nick.
Human scissors.
Yeah. So we've got the design on it now. So you could attempt to, put the stenciling on after you've done this, but it's just not. Oh no, there's a train now.
There was a two.
We haven't heard a train all afternoon. There's it's just too hard because it becomes quite lumpy, and then the stenciling's not as successful. But doing the stenciling first means that you can have that beautiful stenciled timber look or anything else look, and then but if you're doing this, have that beautiful stenciled timber look and then cut it apart. Oh, just pinched my finger. Lucky I didn't snip it. This is a messy thing to do. You know what? I am going to cut the middle out of that, and then I'm going to show you a technique, a paper saving technique, because I think I need that to map one of my photos.
You'd be a scout. Yeah, Paris.
No wonder why my daughter is so scroogey. I had to go and buy her an ironing board today. Because she hadn't bought an ironing board. She was meant to buy one 2 years ago.
Not my kid.
No, not Quentin's kid. She's mine with not spending on yourself, Bizzo. She is mine. But Noah's got bought himself 2 new pairs of jeans today. He knew he had to do it, but he doesn't like spending on himself either. He doesn't like spending. He's saving for a car too. Both those kids are saving for cars. So sorry about the noise outside. But he needs them for work experience because he's doing work experience at the florist just up from the shop at Jan's. Coming up soon. That's going to be very exciting. It's really coming fast.
That is really coming fast.
It's towards the end of May. It's the week before we go to the Sunshine Coast for a 3-day holiday, which is not a 3-day holiday. We're going to the Sunshine Coast for 3 days for Amelia to have her eye operation.
Yes.
At the end of May, that is. Our little cherub is finally going to get her eye fixed. She's very tired tonight, so it's really been playing up this evening. She drew a beautiful picture on the iPad of Harry Potter. Please don't copyright ping me on that, anybody out in the universe. But she's a 7-year-old and she drew a picture of Harry, and it's really beautiful. But her eye was really playing up.
Well, tonight she's in the Euro bed with Dad because apparently she
got kicked out. She was doing the sausage roll starfish last night. So she rolls herself up like a sausage roll in all the blankets, and then arms and legs come out like a starfish, and she's very pointy. So Naomi John got pushed off the bed by the sausage roll starfish. She shared with Naomi John last night. So Amelia Ann is in the Eurobed tonight, and the Eurobed is an interesting thing when you're in it with someone that weighs a lot more than you. I'm just gonna say. We need one of those ones where you have a separate reservoir of air on either side. So you could ink this. I'm not going to. So the colours I thought you could ink with are like cherry or eggplant in either dye or pearlescent and turquoise. Never going to use my turquoise again. My turquoise is... Oh, no, I might. It's just about absolutely stuffed. And I did think that if you leant towards more of the bluey things and lilac, you could probably use blue purple. But they're just the ones I thought. I like those colours. I've got coloured hands already, and I really don't know where the green come from other than that dodgy stencil of my daughter's. Okay. So let's move this over here. Let's put that there. And let's cut the middle out of this. So we've got a 3/4 inch border. So I'm going to line up my 1 inch ruler, and I'm going to draw a line about 3/8 or 1/4 of an inch in from that. So I'm going for like 1 1/4 inches in from the edge. I'm going to have to hack the middle out of this because I didn't bring my other trimmer. I've already borrowed enough stuff off Naomi John. I'm not going to go and run the risk of asking for something else and interrupting the movie again.
Dee thinks that's hilarious to bring Amelia. And said if Luca ends up on our bed, I have about 30 centimetres off the edge of the bed.
Oh, yes. That's an Amelia Ann. Like, yeah, that's what she did to us. She's actually slept through since we put her in the loft bed.
Yes.
So,
goodness for that.
The first night, she wanted to talk to Naomi John in the middle of the night, and Naomi told her to go back to sleep in no uncertain terms. This is about 1 1/4 inch in from the edge. So, might have cured her because Naomi John was on the stretcher in the camp stretcher in Amelia's room. But yeah, we knew we couldn't put Milton on the camp stretcher in Amelia's room. Amelia can sleep in sleep with Milton all the time because he just passes out. He doesn't even notice. She can't move him. She can't. And he also he makes sure that they both have their own blankets because he likes to roll himself. Yes, he likes to roll himself up in the blankets. So we've got this piece of photomatting. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cut. I'm going to sit that there. We're going to draw an inch around this one. Just a 1 inch. Now, I am not going to be, I did say I wasn't going to cut the middle out, but I am. I am not going to distress my very outer piece. I don't distress my very outer piece unless I get carried away and go silly and do it. But I try not to distress the outer piece because I just feel it makes it easier when I put it in an album if it's not distressed. Okay, I don't know how I'm going to see that line. It's very mood lighting in here. Lighting's not great. So this is Matthew Flinder's place in Wooloowin, where it used to be, I shouldn't really say where we are. It used to be a motel.
I don't think any fans are going to come knocking the doors.
No. But maybe people will know. Maybe I shouldn't have said where she is. But yes. That's what we are. Rightio. Let's put the rip bit down the bottom. And let's put this back on. Okay, so we're going to see gappage, but we're not going to at the end. We're going to fix that. I'm going to do some fixerating as we go. So, interesting concept is that we need to, so that's my stomach growling. So this bottom piece, I'm going to put tape along there, and this top piece.
The predictive text said we're in Wollongong.
Oh, there you go. We're in Wollongong, peeps.
I'll pop up and say hi.
Hardy ha ha.
I've got to send you something too, young Beck. You and I will talk later.
We owe you postage.
We talk later.
So I'm going to stick this bottom one with an even border on the sides and the bottom. Then we're going to turn around. Just turn around. Like the sound effects. I'm going to stick this one. Even border. Bottom and sides. Then we're just going to take the ends on these three.
These just realised when you're a dad who was in number.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. Or what did Noah call Albion this morning? Albino.
We're near albino.
We're near albino.
Oh dear. I said Albion, mate. But you know where he means. If you said you were in the suburb of Albino in Brisbane, you know it was Albion.
Might take you a second.
Think of it. Rightio. So, we're a bit tight. But that's good. We want it to be like that. So we're going to stick it in. I'm going to do the two ends. I don't go from one end to the other because it ends up distorted. So I do the outer two and then I do the next two. And even if I have a dozen planks, and sometimes what I'll do is I'll measure up where the centre one goes if they're even. Like if I've made perfectly even planks to make my own fake timber planks, I will measure it up and put the middle one in. So we do have a little bit of sunlight gap, but that's okay. We're going to fix that. There we go. And let's see. The back looks a bit dog's dinnerish, doesn't it? It's going to look worse in a minute when we get the other pattern with it. But they go. Well, I think they do. Let's just turn a tiny bit around on each corner. I actually stayed here when we came down for Expo 88 as a school group. A whole heap of us from school organised a holiday with some teachers. And we came down. Oh no, it wasn't Expo 88. It was in year 12 we did a theatre trip. We organised with a couple of our English teachers, not all of us, came down and we did, so those of us that did theatre and those that were sort of interested, there were a few others that were interested, we did a trip where we came down and we went to a heap of shows and we went to the Gallery Museum. We went to some like fringe alternative theatre productions and that sort of stuff. We were down here for like 4 or 5 days and we stayed here. So it was pretty cool. There we go.
Cool.
And my best friend didn't do theatre, but I got her into the trip. So
Of
Which was
course
awesome.
you did.
it was cool. It was good. It was good for her. Oh, actually, no. I think we stayed at Mars Townhouse that time. Must have been Expo we stayed here.
I stayed at Mars Townhouse for my interviews for the army.
Yeah, Quentin did. No, we stayed at Mars Townhouse for theatre trip, but we did Expo
That
in
was
year
a
10.
wild
Year
night.
10 we did Expo. What's that?
So that was a wild night.
What was a wild night?
The night before we did my army apprentice testing.
I don't
Mars
know.
Townhouse.
What? There were a heap of you there.
About 300.
Oh my gosh. You would have been the youngest.
One of.
Okay, so I'm just straightening this up using the bottoms of the hearts. Yeah, must have been Expo we stayed here. We came down a lot. It could have been year 11. Year 11 we came down, went to SeaWorld and Dreamworld, a whole heap of us. We went on a trip most years in September. It's regional kids. Rightio, it's fairly straight. It's not perfect, but it's close. So let's just straighten this one up. If I had my other trimmer, that'd be a bit better. My rollerblade one. Amelia Ann had the best time today.
We couldn't have packed too much more in the car.
No. No, I wouldn't have got my other trimmer. So this is a 5x7 photo. But it's just a little too big. I'm going to make it just a little smaller.
What do you trim it down to, dear?
I'm going to make it a 6.5 by 4.5. Let's get that up. And then this little one. I'm going to make it. I make this one a 4x4.
A 4x7?
A 4x4. So I've got a 6.5 by 4.5 and a 4x4, and I'm going to put them like this. Like so.
Inches of people, we're talking inches.
Inches.
Right, let's see if this will let me do this.
So then let's do this one at 6.25. Oh no.
Oh, you need 6
No.
3/4, dear.
I need 6 3/4. 6 3/4 by 4 3/4. Well, look at that. Yep. And then I need, from this one, I'll need 5 across by 7 up because I want my heart to go the right way. Let's cut the middle out of these.
What
And
do
then
you
I
call
might
that?
be able to
The pink glitter card?
It's paper one from Flower Power. It's the pink foil. So if I cut this out neatly with a craft knife and a ruler or my other rollerblade trimmer, I wouldn't have to straighten it. I'm thinking I'm going to do a bit of cheat. We're going to do some cheaterita stuff. the other photo.
5x7 out of the love art.
Yep.
So,
So let's just get this and straighten this up. So I'm going to cut a piece that's 4 1/4 inches high. All right. And then I'm going to cut it out like this. And then when we put it like this, and we put it behind the photo, let's have a look. I'm going to show you what I'm doing. Don't throw any of that out. We need all of that. So let's put this photo here nice and straight. We need to distress these here. And I probably should have distressed them before I cut the innards out, but then I needed to cut the innards out to make another photo mat. And then when we put this one here like this, and then we tuck the photo in here like this, I've only got a tiny bit we have to cover. Just here. What do you think? I think it looks good. So now I have to be really careful to distress them because I cut them apart, cut the innards out, and that's when things go pear-shaped.
I'm sorry if the messages keep popping up and down on the screen, peeps. I'm just having trouble with the internet trying to get them to go up and down with the cutting measurements. If I put them up left, I can't get them down.
Oh. Have you met my husband? The internet Quamby.
Oh!
I've run out of 6mm tape. Oh well.
I know a place where we can get some of that.
Yep.
So, can we just give them verbally the measurements for the smaller one again? It was the photo was 4x4, and I put that up.
And this is 4 1/4 high by whatever width I could get out of it.
Yeah.
Here. Okay. Okay. Being very careful now because I've cut the innards out, and yeah. How you going there, dear? He's getting there. He's not the techiest person on the planet, but he does really, really well. I think he does great with his Facebook posts and getting social media.
I haven't done many Facebook posts the last 2 weeks. I've been really slack. I need to step up.
It hasn't been slack. We've just been spending time with our family and we're still in catch-up mode. Like we had that week in isolation, and it sort of sets us back. It set us back. It's going to take us months to recover from that.
So yes, Joanne's in Bango.
Oh, there you go. You're only up the road.
Yeah. Over towards the airport.
Yeah, Bango's only up the road.
There you go. Beth said I did an awesome job. Thank you,
You
Beth.
do a great job.
Just click me your details later for payment.
Ha 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 ha. You know, he does a good job. He's learning new things every day, and that's the important thing, is that we learn new things all the time.
I do like what you did with the stand sauce at the beginning of the white.
Yeah. Well, it makes it pop. And I want to be able to show you that if you mix it together, it will make it pop, and stand out, but it will mute down the colour. I've really killed that one, haven't I?
Well, I hope we was ringing them on here 3 about paid sound out on Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got a bit of a mess going on, haven't I? So this is 24mm tape, and just so you know, I pre-online classes used to only scrapbook with 36mm. Oh, I need to write this down.
What are you writing down?
10th of August 2014. That's the date of the photo. It's on the back. I just don't know what movie the kids are watching.
I don't know.
I thought they might have been watching Encanto because Naomi has bought it and downloaded it on her phone.
There's a new what's that movie coming out? Thor movie coming out or something to her this morning.
Oh, is it? Amelia was most distraught that she wouldn't be able to watch TV the whole time she was here because Naomi's TV doesn't work.
No, he's got dead TV. It's not dead. It's...
Well, you can watch DVDs with it, but Naomi doesn't own DVDs. So I did buy... What's that movie there? Oh no, that's the Raya. Raya and the Last Dragon.
That's not that one.
We bought that today at Big W for her.
What was the movie you bought now?
Eternals. Marvel Eternals we got for you.
I think you got it more for you and Noah, but...
Well, I kind of got it for Noah.
It's definitely trains running. That's a diesel.
That's an old diesel. That's not a to-do, you know, like...
That sounds like a freight train going past.
That's a freight train. So there's definitely freight running people.
I can assure you they're the freight train.
This afternoon there were no people's trains for a while. But they've had a lot of shutdowns lately.
Yeah, something about tracks underwater. Who knows? Perish the thought.
The track here was underwater.
Oh, so I said, see you when I get back from Bowen.
Oh, yep. Di must be able to catch the train.
You have a safe trip, Di?
Yep. Travel safe. So I'm going to put this on. Sorry about that sound. I can't turn the volume off of the phone. If I turn the volume off, you won't hear me. Oh, please. I'm going to put this on phone now. There we go. Press there. Okay. I think we're going to use these ones.
Which one do you like? Don't give me the
okay.
phone. I like to buy my glass.
Yep, you better.
I'm better. I'll be cutting them like me. Yep.
So we're going to cover up our dodgy corner here.
Now I put the flour on that.
Yep, stick a flower on that.
We do have next retreat up too, so we've got 2 retreats available now. We've got a virtual in...
Yeah, I think I've forgotten to take down the other one.
When's out and about? June?
June, yeah.
And then the mermaid one is in July.
Yeah.
What's the mermaid one called again?
Mermaid wishes.
Mermaid wishes. Yeah, isn't that bad?
So you don't get a massive amount in this pack, but you do. It was designed for a class kit in 2020. We'll keep that on as well. We've got sequins. What's that?
So when I'm making the kits, I have to come up with a great system for making kits.
Yep, I told you what to do.
So listen.
Do we want to put a piece of this vellum in the background? Do we think we might need a piece? Can I have a bread and butter plate, please?
I can do that.
This is Flower Power Hearts.
Oh, we've got Trish's bread and butter plates. That's Go Naomi, because Naomi's little Trish. Actually, Trish and Norma are off.
They're off
Experiencing
somewhere.
the wild blue yonder again. Oh dear.
I love putting Naomi John's bows because she makes these bows. She hand makes all these bows. Bread and butter plate. I love putting the bows on the letter. But you know what we might need to do? We should probably
It's a
paint.
very feminine and angelic page, says Michelle.
She's like my beautiful girl. Pink, what do you think?
Why did that do that? No, it's all good. It worked.
I like this one. I like that one, but I don't think it matches.
Holy hell, smokers. Is that the painted dinner set?
Yes.
Trish. She still has it.
I'm going to use this one.
Actually, she fits in this flat a lot better after Milton took out all of his stuff.
Mm. It is better for one person.
Not like our kids would have lots of stuff or anything. Terrorists. Oh, these smokies.
Let's move this to the side.
It's going to be interesting making this kit.
I don't know if we need to paint the title. So on the back of the vellum, let's do a circle. Now when we cut this out, we are going to cut it out and actually cut the pencil line off. Otherwise, you're going to see it. Oh, the circle is, let me just get a ruler. It's just over 7.5
Centimetres.
inches. Just over 7.5 inches. So as I'm cutting it off, I'm just cutting just inside the line, so that I'm cutting off the pencil line, because you'll see it on the front. I did bring my journaling pens. So I'm moving the vellum with my left hand. So I'm right-handed. You'd do the opposite if you were left-handed. So I'm moving the vellum, not the scissors. I'm taking not little snippy bites. I'm taking sort of longer bites. And I'm using really sharp scissors so there's no drag. Look at that.
No, don't put it back up. Thank you.
What do you think?
Looking pretty good.
So what we're going to do going to set this vellum. Do not, I would recommend not wasting vellum. I just think it's too pretty. And if you knew what the mortality rate of vellum manufacturing was,
It scratches, it rucks up.
we see, look at all that I saved. We send a lot of vellum freebies out.
Yep.
There we go. So let's line, I've got this piece off here. Let's line this up. It's gonna have my hearts at the top.
Make sure you get your hearts right way up, I guess, is a good start.
Have you all met my husband? My smart mouth husband?
Oh, look, my face looks frozen again after you gave me that look.
We nearly couldn't have a live stream tonight. It wasn't going to let us do it. Now, I could have distressed the vellum. Now, it is possible, but it's also very, very difficult to get right. Oh, a rectifier. So let's start just getting a little sticking. Now, I was thinking that we might need to there'd be no chance of her having a pin here or a needle, would there? Gee, Lucas. Can you just go and have a look if she's got a needle over there?
Yep.
Thanks.
Stretch the friendship. Cup full of pens. That's the best coffee mug she's got in the place. It's full of pens.
No. It's got a story behind that coffee cup. Let's keep that pen.
We've got these really big mama hammers. Don't know what she's stitching with these buggers.
Making books.
You are not going to get that down there.
No, I'm not. Can you just see if there's another pin?
Well, I knew what it was for. I wouldn't have got it.
So, I've come down a little bit. Haven't I?
Yeah. Pass us that bottle. I'll go to it in the kitchen.
What's that?
It's a needle, but
It'll be right.
it's a needle, not a pin.
No, it's a pin with the head off.
Oh dear. Do you need a pair of pliers or something?
No, it's too fat.
Too fat?
I've come down a bit, so my beauty is a little high now, but not necessarily a bad thing. Let's put that back on there. Not necessarily a bad thing. So let's stick this one down.
I look at telling me every fourth thing on my Facebook feed that's a positive glad right now. What did I do wrong?
So sometimes when I put things back together, I kind of get it a little bit awry. But that's okay. I can handle that. So this is this bit we salvaged from over here. Could you go and ask if she's got a pen, please?
Yes.
So we're going to put this here and this here, and then these go here. I thought we could paint this title, but I think it needs to be. I think it does just need to be like white. Oh. What's the matter?
She's got an applicator bottle loaded to go in the Bose container.
Which is down here.
Down there. Right.
Nope, I don't like that. I like it here.
Ah.
And
Guess we'll try to pack up pins tomorrow.
pins.
If you sell pins, we'll be coming to see you tomorrow. Is it blocked too?
It's blocked.
Yeah, people.
Right.
Prior
Put that
preparation
back.
prevents.
Put the stopper on that. Right. If in doubt, get out the matte medium. Rightio.
I'm sorry, Mr. Dimensional Magic.
So this is matte gel, and it is an art supply. So it's definitely acid free. I did this in a card class recently.
A few people freaking out.
Can you tell that my I think I have a pretty good mortar technique. Learnt from my dad. I had my own concreting kit as a 2-year-old. There are pictures of me kicking around, helping Dad do some concrete at our new place when they built the house down at Boyne.
Right, so Joanne's put, wow, it's raining. Must be raining outside.
Oh, it's raining outside.
Can't hear it, we're in the apartment block. And Diane B has put up, I'm loving this layout.
And now we're doing something else a little different. We are troweling on our adhesive with, I'm just using
Using matte medium, aren't you?
matte gel medium, yep. Also comes in a tube.
Matte. Actually, we get second day in a row and we're after sleeping.
We're not leaving the house until 8 or something, is it?
Yes, I'm not getting up at 5, so although I should get up early and do something.
Our daughter's getting up at 5.
I heard her go for a swim this morning, but I didn't.
Naomi John swims 6 days a week, so
Wales is now. That big tub's only $10.95.
be careful with the matte medium on your vellum. Like you can't just wipe it off
Why not?
because it will, the moisture will make it wrinkle. You've got to be very careful that you actually do it.
Okay, thanks for the heads up, Sandra. So
What's
apparently Naomi said on her movie last night she's out of matte gel medium. So if you want to keep yours, don't take it out of your sight, Sandra said.
Well,
Thanks for the advice, Sandra.
I said to her when I arrived, I said, you didn't do any shopping for me to bring down. And she goes, no, I did forget. So I think she's going to be begging for us to post her some stuff. Where am I going to put this? I've got stuff on it now.
There you go. Dee loves the vellum. And she said she absolutely adores this page.
I was going to put
We like Charlotte's people. how to use the vellums, because we do have quite a lot of printed vellums and people buy them and they go, oh, I haven't used them. Like,
I don't want you to hoard stuff. I don't want you to buy things from us and not use them. We had a flare button here somewhere.
Trish said, love this page. Di said it's beautiful. Cindy Carey, love this layout. The vellum is beautiful. Yeah. So yes, if you're wondering why we get freebies of vellum a lot,
It's because vellum has
printing vellum has a high mortality rate. Yes.
Yeah. We do have a special printer and we have a special process, and we've had the printer for a little while, and it's expensive to run. I'm gonna say that because Quentin's gonna be really upset when we get home. So I've got to tell him. Maybe I should tell him on a video so he can't get too upset that it needs more color again.
Oh dear. So
It's very, but it just does the most beautiful vellum. It's not our Color Cuts printer. It's a different printer. We have a few printers, but it's expensive to run. It's got to be cleaned all the time like the Color Cut printer, but it's well worth it. Like when it gets it right, it's beautiful. But we do some days, and you can only print 5 sheets of vellum every 20 minutes.
because it cooks it.
It cooks it. Well, it doesn't cook it. It just,
Smudges
it
it.
gets smudges. It gets too hot.
Yeah, so I was hoping to get back to YouTube, and my system's finally got there. So Jacqueline said it looks beautiful, and Carol
Thank you, Jacqueline.
H says loving this. So,
Thank you. Thank you.
thank you, ladies.
Thank you, everyone whose comments we're missing. We're doing our best. We are recording this on my phone. New phone seems to be going okay. We did enable 5G on the new phones. Not that it's been any good. I'm hoping the 5G network actually does come up to what
This video seems to be working quite well. So
We've got this here. So up here a bit.
there you go. I use vellum for printing journaling. Do not like my own handwriting, says Joanne. Your kids love your handwriting, but Joanne.
My handwriting's terrible, but Leaning Dad taught me that I had a little notebook where he used to do his designs, like he's got his measurements for the windmill he designed and all his little designs and ideas and his measurements for concreting something and all that, and how much concrete he'd need and how much steel he'd need when he was doing welding projects. That is just so precious to me. So I don't like my handwriting, but I do realise that my children are going to really appreciate my crappy handwriting one day. So I need to hide that, don't I?
Oh, just give it to her. Pick the soft one amongst us.
Sorry. Rightio.
All right.
See, I've got to clean up my workspace tonight, or we don't have somewhere to eat breakfast. Please tell me
Dee said the video is perfect.
Well, that's good.
And Marge has put up a lot of love hearts. Really gorgeous layout. Love it.
So, just gonna pop a little bit of dimensional magic on my mat. I did say to myself, I need to make sure I pack a pin. I bet you that kid's not got a pin.
Yes.
Mum knows. Mummy knows.
Um,
And let's put a few sequins around.
Dee really loves your handwriting, do you?
Oh, my handwriting is tricky.
Tash said, love your beautiful page. Thank you, Tash. And Pam said, I do love this. Never used vellum, so I love Leah any good. Okay. I think there's a bit of Facebook going on there, but she loves the vellum.
So I try and put the sequins in like threes, and there's a couple of different ones in this mix. And so Quentin's going to make a kit for this, right?
There is going to be a kit, but it won't be tonight, probably, folks.
It'll probably be tomorrow while I'm trying to wrangle my 21-year-old to wear makeup to her graduation and straightening her hair because she's, neglected to go get a haircut this week. So I'm really going to have to do some hard work. Milton goes to me, he goes, well, Mum, that makeup argument's yours. I'm not even getting in on that. I'm like, chicken.
Karen likes the way you write fakey photo.
Fakey photo. It's just chalk scratch.
And she's got to be careful because she did shorthand for so long. Her handwriting's really messy.
Yeah, it's okay.
It was bad, Karen. In my previous working existence for our company, I had to do some big investigations into some incidents that happen when things smash into each other. 2 years later,
off into the scrub.
2 years later, I had to go back and reread all my notes because one of them was actually going to trial, going to court over some incidents, some things that happened, and I was really struggling to understand what my hieroglyphics were like. Holy, yeah, my handwriting is not great.
It's got better.
I do write neater now. That taught me after that. Just take more care and effort.
So I'm going to say something. If I'd known I was going to add, so it does roll off. It does come off. If I had known I was going to use matte medium on this, I wouldn't have stuck the photos on. I would have had the mattes down without the photos. I'm just using a t-shirt.
Apparently, I did hear Naomi say on her video last night we were driving in that she's not wearing makeup tomorrow.
Yep, she is.
It's going to be the battle of the wills tomorrow. That's all I'll say.
If I've got to straighten her hair, and she hasn't been straightening it lately, she's wearing makeup. This is the kid. This is the kid that used to love. She's wearing makeup in this. This is the kid that used to look like a porcelain doll and love it when I did her makeup for dancing. She's okay. So Naomi John started dancing just after she turned 2 because she was just adamant she was going to dance, and she couldn't communicate well, but she could tell me that she wanted to dance. But yeah, she used to love getting made up for dancing and performances and that, but she's just not a fan now. Maybe she spent too much time in the makeup when she was little. Hence why Amelia Ann was 7.5 before I became a dance mum again.
See you next time, Beth.
Okay, so we've still got issues. See? We've got issues. So
I just got to go and calm down now.
Calm the natives. So what we're going to do, we're going to take this piece. I've got a strip here. So this is how I then deal with this kind of page. So we do need to do this. This has to be done because this page is just a little too flimsy. Dad's laying down the law in there. So you can see stuff on the outer edges. So let's put a bit here. I don't know what they're doing out there. Audio. Being careful not to move the page because remembering that we've got matte medium on the other side, gel, and it's wet and they can move. And I've already got smush on my photos. I'll come back later and take this a bit better, obviously. Probably with a narrower tape. They've stopped now. They've turned it off now. They were just sitting out there idling just to be a menace because I was doing a video. They were watching before when I was doing the video. Sorry, this is a lot of tape, isn't it?
Yeah, we started up again.
And this is covered here. So let's just whack a bit of tape on that. How's that? So the matte gel, other than getting on my photo, and now I've rubbed back the photo, it's okay. I can handle it these days. I've got bigger fish to fry than that. gives you a little bit more dimension. So it gives you stick, but it sits up. Like you can see that it really sits up. Like you can get lots of sit up, and then like you can come along with this, and let's just do a bit of curling back. And because we have stuck paper behind, make sure you've got a bit behind. So where you've got something behind there, got something behind here. Oh, yep, we've got something in behind there. So where you've got bits behind, you can come along and just do a little bit of rolling and, you know.
Don't stuff your title down.
Yep, I use matte gel.
Oh, there you go. And
I have to admit, I was really worried at the start of this class that I was going to have to, when it wasn't going to let me go live, because I was on YouTube for 5 minutes before I came onto Facebook.
oh, yeah, you got splattering of sequins on there.
Yeah, you're going to have a pinch of sequins. Have you been writing notes? No.
No, I'm just going to use the page tomorrow.
He's going to build a kit. And he's going to build a kit sometime tomorrow. And it might not be till tomorrow afternoon because we're going somewhere tomorrow morning and people will see us when we're going. Just so you know. Sneaky hint there.
We won't be wearing an invisibility cloak, do you say?
We won't be wearing invisibility cloaks, but some of you will actually see us tomorrow. I can guarantee you someone in the Creative Family group is going to see us tomorrow.
Desley Davey just put up love. Thanks, guys.
There you go.
Or love. Like that.
Love. Rightio. So there we are. Oh, look, I set it in the dimensional magic.
Oh, dear.
Bugger. Oh, I'm working in tighter space. Okay, so there we are. Now let's show you the bits. Oh, I'm going to hold it there long enough to focus, I hope.
Yeah.
A little bit here.
Unfortunately,
I know I've done this before with the bow on the Y, but I just love doing that. It's one of my favourite things to do. I do not want to know what they're watching.
I don't want to know either.
So, see up here.
Pam said they're lucky people if they're seeing us.
Well, they don't know who they are.
There's a nice coffee lounge there, says Diane Gucci.
No one, people don't know. We don't know who we're seeing, and they don't know who
I think the
they're
penny's
seeing.
dropped. Shh, says Trish.
I'm going to put a dollop under there to sit that up.
Thank you, Jacqueline.
We'll all be there. There we go. So yeah, there we are. Not bad, I don't think. So we've lightened it down. It's quite a dark timber. So we've brought it down. We've got the lightness around the outside. Then we've got the pop of pink. And then we've got the white border around the florals in combination with a white title. I could have painted the title the pink, but I think the title looks nicer in white because it adds to that whole lightness.
So Joanne said for us to have fun tomorrow night. And Daiguchi loves the rolling of the...
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Joanne. So Naomi John's got to be there 2 hours ahead, and we've got to be there 1 hour ahead. All guests have to be there 1 hour ahead. We're all booked. She had to book us in months ago.
Yes. Be good fun.
This is from January. This is meant to be back in January. But yeah, so it'll be lovely. It'll be wonderful.
We saw people down there today that were obviously going to the graduation ceremony.
Yeah, there was one tonight. I don't know what school it was. I think engineering was the other night. Maybe someone was saying it was. Yeah, mine was at UQ.
Mm-hmm.
We had to go across to UQ for my graduation. And I wore a
No tears, says Daiji.
Yeah, well, it's going to be very exciting. Milton and I didn't get to have one in the end, but that's okay. Next time he does a tertiary, does something that at a tertiary institution, we'll make sure he graduates. I've already done a graduation once. I didn't need to do another one.
All right.
There we go.
We'll be back on Tuesday morning.
So we're back on Tuesday morning, and on Tuesday morning we're using Beautiful Family. So this is Beautiful Family. I haven't done my fussy cutting yet. I don't know when I'm going to do that. And yeah, we'll be around all weekend because we're on holidays, so we're going to be around all weekend. We're not really on holidays. We're still working, kind of. We did today.
Not doing as much as we normally do.
Yeah. It's a part of the business that Noah's involved in that we did this morning. So yeah.
Well, good.
But yeah. So there we go. Thank you very much for coming along. Thank you very much for, supporting us. And
we did put up a survey in the Creative Family.
Yeah, there is a survey in the Creative Family about the social media types you use, and it comes from, we were having a discussion in the car on the way down. We were listening to a podcast we like to listen to. It's a guy on the sunny coast that we like to listen to, Tim, and they were saying about like different social media types, places, and which ones are being used and which ones are not. And we had an opinion about where our customers were, and we were right. And the experts are wrong.
All good.
It's all good. All good in the hood. So yeah, it was just interesting to see where you guys are. And I thought it would be interesting for you all to see where each other are and what people watch and yeah. And someone said they didn't know much about Instagram, so we can definitely talk to you about that and help you out with that. I just think it's a good thing that, yes, we're learning, you're all learning about creating and scrapbooking and card making and mixed media in the group, but it's also good to learn other things like navigating social media and social media safety and the things you like and the things you don't, like helping you to find the things that you truly enjoy about looking at things. Age makes a difference. Yeah, kind of, like...
It doesn't. It does.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's different types of... Not customer, different types of business, like different groups of people, different places suit them better. Like Facebook is really good for live streaming. It's really good for groups. We've looked at some other group software and other group providers, but nothing meets that whole Facebook group where we can do live streams and we can have albums and guides and you guys can interact with each other and we can have topics and you can all take ownership of the creative sharing and that in the group. Like you can all be a part of owning the group because the group actually, it belongs to us, but the group belongs to you because it's all about, it's all about your creativity. And we're just facilitating it. We're just the facilitators. So Facebook, hands down, if you're a creative group, I just think it beats everything. And live streaming, YouTube and Facebook are absolutely wonderful. But YouTube, you've got to be really big to be able to create a tribe and have a community. Whereas Facebook, you can have a community of 3 or 2. Do you know what I mean? Like you can have a community as small or as big as you really want on Facebook, and that's the attraction of it to us. But we can definitely talk about Instagram, Pam, because Instagram's very visual. I like Instagram because it's visual. Milton, our oldest son, likes Instagram because he finds that he gets trapped on Facebook for too long, whereas Instagram, you can look at a few pictures and look at a few things and then he can leave, whereas he doesn't end up in a long streaming rabbit hole of Instagram, and have only just started using YouTube since I got more done. There you go, Joanne. And it's a data issue in some places, isn't it? It's definitely what's going to use the most data. Noah only has Instagram and Snapchat. He doesn't want Facebook. But he likes Instagram because it's visual, and he is a very visual person like I am, and Quentin and Milton and Naomi. So, yeah, there you go. Quentin has Instagram, but he doesn't know how to use it. And he just goes dab, and he's in there, and he goes, well, what am I doing here?
I'm gonna read a book.
He's going to read a book.
All right, Peach, we better go. Dear.
So thank you very much. Take care. Stay safe. Thank you for staying with us for such a long time. I hope you enjoyed the class. I hope you learnt something. And don't those flowers look great in the background there? And we've really been able to lighten it up. And the photos are still a feature. So that's what it's all about, is surrounding. You can see that I haven't got things like a couple of my sequins are out a bit, but it's all sort of encapsulating those photos and drawing you in to the photos and being a part of the photos on the page, being the star. So thank you very much. Sorry if we missed your comments. And thank you all for coming along. We really, truly appreciate you and your support. Sorry it's a bit glary. These aren't my regular lights. And take care. Stay safe. And we may actually see some of you tomorrow. So thank you very much. Thank you, Marlene. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Diane. Take care. Stay safe. Bye.